Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. As y'all can tell from the title, today we're going to talk about Destiny Payton from Love and Marriage Huntsville. I first want to start off by saying all the information in this video is alleged. All commentary is in my very own opinion. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. So we're going to get straight into it. So by now, I'm sure you all know that Destiny owes her ex-husband, LeBerick Williams, around $19,000. Destiny was ordered to pay the $19K last month by a Madison County judge because she was found guilty of 9 separate counts of contempt. And as of today, those 30 days are officially up. In my opinion, it seems that Destiny had no intention on paying these $19,000, and it seems she has let the time run out and has now had her attorney file a new motion. So it seems that Destiny is trying to get out of having to pay this judgment to her ex. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the motion that her attorney filed. The documents are on the screen. As you can see, it was electronically filed on September 13th, 2024. That is today's date. And it states LeBerick Williams, the plaintiff, versus Destiny L. Payton, Williams in parentheses, as the defendant. And it says defendant's motion to alter, amend, or vacate order of August 14th, 2024. Comes now the defendant, Destiny L. Payton Williams, by and through her attorney of record, and respectfully moves this honorable court alter, amend, and or vacate the order of August 14th, 2024. Also, I just want to add and let you guys know, if you are watching this video and you are unfamiliar with the case and you don't know what happened, please go ahead and check out the other videos regarding Destiny and her ex-husband. You can find them on my channel. So we're going to hop right back in. And it says, and the grounds therefore states as follows. Number 1, this cause came before this honorable court for trial on the plaintiff's petition for contempt on June 4th, 2024. At such appearance, the parties, along with their counsel, were present. In consideration of the pleadings and the testimony, the honorable court entered an order on August 14th, 2024 on the plaintiff petition for contempt in the case. Number 2, the defendant's petition for rule nisi and modification filed under case number, and it lists the case number, remains pending for consideration and concerns several key issues that directly affect the provisions ordered in this court's order of August 14th, 2024. Defendant avers her claims need to be heard in full, as if proven, such claims will directly credit against or abate the cost defendant has been ordered to pay in this court's order. Number 3, the defendant avers, pursuant to her best information and belief, that this honorable court stated during the trial on June 4th, 2024, that the expenses defendant is now ordered to pay in paragraph 7, 8, 9, and 10 were to be held in abeyance pending the hearing on the defendant's own petition, given they touch on the same issues. In the alternative, the defendant respectfully requests that the order be amended to clarify that such payments by defendant are not to be made until the final order is entered regarding the other case. Number 4, that said requested abeyance and or clarification would be in the best interest of the parties, the minor child, and the judicial economy for such matters, to be held until testimony can be fully given on such issues. As the parties have a litigious history, and this will prevent any actions or attempts to collect that they may cause irreparable harm to the defendant. Further, should an appeal be taken by either party, this will allow both orders that touch on the same issues to have the same timeline for any potential appeals. Number 5, upon the defendant's best information and belief, the expenses referenced in paragraph 8 of the court's orders were debt collection expenses incurred during the marriage of the parties pursuant to the testimony of both of the parties. Defendant avers that the final judgment of divorce, paragraph 9 and 10, previously addressed the pre-divorce debts of the parties and that such costs were not allocated to the wife. Number 6, Defendant avers that the restrictions on the defendant's speech, as interpreted from paragraph 12C5 of the party's final judgment of divorce in paragraph 1 of the final order of this court, has effectively infringed on the defendant's ability to exercise her constitutionally protected free speech. Bulletin A. That while the final judgment of divorce merely restricted defendant's speech on Love and Marriage Huntsville, this court order has expanded such ambiguous restrictions by holding the defendant in contempt for interviews and discussions in locations/platforms other than Love and Marriage Huntsville. B. That based on the reasoning set forth in the course case that they cited, the final judgment of divorce of the parties is ambiguous and, as set forth in paragraph 12C5, restricts only the language on the television show that she is associated with, namely Love and Marriage Huntsville. Such restriction is explicit and narrowly tailored to address one specific television show. Plaintiff allegations include statements that the defendant acted contemptuously in exercising her free speech by speaking on The Unbreakable with Destiny Payton, and they go on to list the other many interviews she did speaking on her ex-husband. Notably, none of these shows are restricted by the plain, unambiguous language of the agreement. C. That these restrictions have left defendant in the impossible position of having to decide if she allows her reputation and ability to earn income to be destroyed while she remains silent, effectively assenting to the accusations and gossip, or speaking up for herself and being held in criminal and civil contempt, especially given such restrictions only limit the speech of the defendant. D. That the Alabama courts have found that in discussing the right to privacy, that the right of privacy does not prohibit the broadcast of the matter which is of legitimate public or general interest, and that the right of privacy does not exist where the plaintiff has become a public character and thereby waived his right to privacy, nor in the ordinary dissemination of news and events, nor in connection with the life of a person in whom the public has a rightful interest, nor where the information would be public benefit. And it goes on to cite other court cases. So we're going to pick back up right there where it's the Roman numeral number 6. And it says, given the defendant's speech could in no way prejudice the outcome of the litigation, as there is no jury to taint, and given the large amount of news already circulating about the case, the only practical result is the order leaves the defendant defenseless against any public claims made by or on behalf of the plaintiff or third party. It also leaves the defendant without the ability to earn income from the sources she did historically throughout the marriage and after the entry of the final judgment of divorce. Number 7, that the defendant has filed her own request for attorney's fees in her petition, and that the defendant avers upon best information and belief that she understood such issues were to be held pending the resolution of this matter in full. Defendant further avers that the costs stated by the plaintiff and that the defendant is ordered to pay are upon best information and belief, in part in response to the filings made by the defendant in the case, and it says, which has still not been ruled upon. Wherefore, premises considered, defendant respectfully prays that upon a final hearing of this motion, your honor will enter an order opening the final order requiring the taking of additional testimony, if necessary, in altering and amending the final order as to paragraph 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 as referenced herein above, or in the alternative, to stay the enforcement of this order until the pending matter of her other case are addressed. Defendant prays for such other further different or more general relief to which he may be entitled in this premises. Respectfully submitted. And it is her attorney, signed, and the certificate of service. So I'm about to give y'all my commentary real quick that is in my own opinion before we wrap this video up. I think that Destiny is a piece of work. I believe she's trying to weasel her way out of having to pay her ex-husband what he is entitled to. I'm no expert by any means, but I will say my interpretation of this motion is Destiny is basically saying, one, hey, you have ordered me to pay this large sum of money, but the case that I filed against him that, kind of hits on some of the same things is still open and ongoing. And yes, I understand where they're coming from with that point of view. Like they said, in her case, she also asked for her attorney fees to be paid for. So if that case turns out to be ruled in her favor, why would she have to pay LeBaric legal fees when she asking for her own to be paid for? So I understand where they're coming from on that issue. But here's where I feel like Destiny is a piece of work. Destiny has done multiple interviews speaking on her ex-husband. She has accused him of AB. She has accused him of financial AB. She have accused him of a lot of things that could hurt his reputation. He has a business and that can hurt him financially. Destiny and her attorneys are saying that although in the divorce decree she agreed to respect LeBaric's privacy and also not speak about him, she's pointing out that, I only agreed to not speak about him on Love and Marriage Huntsville. So basically doing these interviews on YouTube where she's not, getting any money. As far as I know, she's saying she should be able to speak negative about him on these interviews because he's considered a public figure, because once upon a time he got a little screen time on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I find that funny because it's like you agreed to not speak on him and you're accusing him of some real serious things. So how do you double back and say, I only agreed not to speak negative on him on this TV show, but everything else is fair game? I find that ridiculous. I also find the fact that she's saying she's using this to make money. So you're saying speaking about your ex-husband, accusing him of AB is your way of making money? That doesn't make any sense. She's also saying that, the case is getting a lot of attention. And I know she's speaking towards us YouTubers and calling us, third parties. But here's the thing. I've never heard LeBaric speak publicly about Destiny in a negative light or in a positive light. I haven't heard him say anything about Destiny. So for her and her attorneys to say that by the judge restricting her speaking on LeBaric, that she is losing her right to defend herself. What are you defending yourself against, Destiny? The most I heard was people just speculating and wanting to know what happened in your marriage to where this man divorced you 3 weeks after you had given birth to his first child. Yes, people were putting that out there wondering what happened. But here's the thing. I didn't hear you clear that up in any of those interviews that you did. You never said what prompted that man to divorce you. You just came out and threw him under the bus and started accusing him of serious things. So to say that by the judge ruling that you need to respect LeBaric's privacy and not speak on him at all, that he is destroying your income and allowing your reputation to be destroyed is completely ridiculous, ma'am. And how was your income destroyed? Because a lot of times you did these interviews, you just returned to Love and Marriage Huntsville this season. You were doing interviews before you returned to Love and Marriage Huntsville, which, as far as I know, is your source of income. And you're not talking about LeBaric on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Right now, you caught up on Sonny and Moses. So that's really my take on things, to basically say that the judge is restricting her from being able to make money and because she's not able to speak on LeBaric is crazy. And that just goes to show how far Destiny is willing to go. And I really don't know what angle her attorney thinks, he's taken by this, because I don't get that part. And I don't think a judge would agree with them. How are you defending yourself by speaking negative on this man. You're accusing him of very serious stuff, and you have yet to fork over any type of proof. So to say that you should be allowed to speak on this man publicly and you should be able to make money off your allegations is wild. So y'all, that's pretty much all I have for this video. You guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Go ahead and let me know what you think about all this down below in the comments. Bye.